This is WWE and ECW alumni, the Blue Meanie, and you're listening to PCW.
The question is, are you ready? Let me talk to you. I will give you a show like you have never, ever seen before. Why? Because I can.
What do you guys want to talk about?
I am that damn good.
I am the B-E-S-T.
And the color red in a world full of black and white. I am the eater of worlds. Yeah, to get some love. Acknowledge me. The champ is here. But to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here. Hey, yo. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of PCW Podcast Championship Wrestling. My name is Wayne, also known as Semi-Dry Chicken. I believe this is episode 123. We might have a little audio issues, but you know what? We're gonna go through it. I think we're gonna be okay when it comes down to the editing room. But we're giving you an early episode. I know the last episode we snuck in a Raw and SmackDown review. It was just me and Tyler. But now we're going to be doing a SummerSlam predictions, an early SummerSlam predictions. And it's because a lot of us have a lot of stuff to do during the summer, have a lot of places to go. We have a lot of vacations coming up. We have just a lot of things going on. So some of us are working. So this is the only time we can get together. And we're going to give you predictions of currently what's on the card. We also have some things in the news and some topics about the people who might not be on the card and why they aren't. With all that and more, but let me introduce my co-host. Here we go. What are you eating this episode?
Orange chicken from Panda Express.
There you go. All right. All right, let's bring out our next co-host.
I have voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting...
Thanks for always being there, Tyler, on time.
Hey, whenever you need me. What's up, PCW crew, realest podcasting speakers? How you doing?
Oh, dude, too soon.
Excuse me.
Too soon, man.
No, never. I'm sticking with that for a while.
No,
by the way,
right.
'cause I'm excited.
Apparently, they like to spoil returns. You know, no big surprise. Do you guys remember big surprise returns? Those are the best, right?
The best one that gives me
not the
goosebumps.
ones where they do these build-up videos. My only guess is because there is no Enzo. It's only Big Cass. Oh God, look who it is running to the ring. Oh my God. Well, there he was. Where is he? Is Doyle here? Is it possible? Could he have made it?
I I've been here this whole time.
He's been here this whole time.
It's just the technology is not favoring us this evening.
Dude, you're telling me.
He was pulling a Danhausen in the back.
Yeah, I think this episode is cursed.
We are.
Yeah, it's funny because Xfinity, that's who our internet provider is. They said they were doing work in our area. I've been getting like messages all week about internet being down, and I'm just like, oh, please don't be down on a day that I'm trying to do a podcast. Yeah, we just had some technical difficulties. A little bit of editing, I'll fix it. We're good, I'll just throw in Doyle's music,
Magic.
And the Doyle does a silent. He was under the ring the whole time. He was here. Lights went out. He appeared. Yeah. Speaking of Danhausen, since we're gonna start the episode off this way, dude, I am a fan, right? Like I like Danhausen. I didn't know anything about him. We've discussed this before. I didn't know anything about him in AEW. He comes to WWE. I like his shtick, right? But do you think we're getting a little bit too much fucking Danhausen? This guy's on Raw and SmackDown and Saturday Night Main Event and SummerSlam. And he's on, I don't know, ESPN or sports shows. Like, he's doing stuff with basketball players and too much, man.
Yeah,
overexposure.
Who else for them is kid-friendly the way as much as he is?
I know. With merch sales, man, I get it. That's why they're milking the shit out of this. It's just, oh my God. I get it, man. Danhausen's awesome. He's over. He's probably in your top 10 of best merch sales right now. But
a tad break?
Just a tad break. Yeah, I mean, you guys want to get into the news first? You guys want to break into the news, then we'll talk into some SummerSlam, what predictions we can do, a little early. And then I got some other topics about, there's a bunch of wrestlers who aren't on the card. I want to talk about why, or if they still could be. Hey, Tyler, you're over there with the soundboard.
Yes.
Is the news button on there?
Hey, this is WWE.
No, that's it. Press it again. Press it again. Press it again. Oh my God! I
just got keep pressing it again.
All right. Yeah. Press the one that says news bumper.
News bumper.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, there it is.
We're
learning.
News team, assemble!
I've got news for you.
Well, I got news for you.
Newsflash, asshole!
all right. Well, thanks, Tyler, for finally finding the correct button.
Listen, it's a learning process.
Okay. All right. As of today, the following 12 recently released WWE wrestlers have become free agents. Those 12 wrestlers include Aleister Black, Selena Vega, who just recently got a new ring name, Selena Vega, but with an X instead of a Z. So Zelena Vega? I don't know. Bo Dallas, a.k.a. Uncle Howdy. The Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Eric Rowan, Kairi Sane, Santos Escobar, Zoe Stark, Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy. Those guys are all up to be free agents. I don't know if we can see any of these guys popping up anywhere else soon.
I think Gacy already popped up at wherever Karrion Kross is currently wrestling. So I'm kind of surprised they were doing. Yeah, I'm surprised he was doing that already, considering he wasn't even a free agent yet.
Oh, really?
But yeah, they started it wasn't even too long after they got released, I think, and Karrion Kross is champion right now. And they already had a video package for Gacy put together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool to see some of these guys get picked up maybe in TNA. I saw somebody with it. Obviously, it was fake, an AI photo. It was TNA signs all of the Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's a big commitment.
I don't think that's the thing.
Putting butts in seats.
Yeah, that's not putting. That's where I mean, like that's not putting butts in seats.
I guess you guys can hear me now. By the way.
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
Wonderful. Yeah. Also, we got Bayley's contract is about to expire. Like late July, so within the next few weeks, and there's reports that she has not re-signed.
Wait, you read end of the month? Because I read end of the year.
Oh, I know. I'm reading
I read a couple months.
Oh, well, contracts have to expire. At the end of 2026, as of late July. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. She has not signed a new extension, while WWE is expected to make a major push to retain the former WWE Women's Grand Slam champion. She is highly sought out by other promotions. What other promotion do you think that would be?
Are they gonna give her, or at least offer her what she's worth, or are they gonna piss away a great superstar?
That's a big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much is Bayley worth?
Yeah.
I mean, Bayley is one of the four horsewomen. I think
she's probably worth alone at least several of the superstars that you just mentioned were becoming free agents.
Right.
So do you really want to let somebody of that caliber go?
Yeah, but Bayley isn't. I wouldn't compare Bayley with Joe Gacy or any of the Wyatt Six. Or she's a better comparison would be like the New Day or Sheamus. And the question is, does she have more leverage than they did? Obviously, They didn't have enough.
No.
Yeah, I agree with that. She's definitely more on the level of a New Day comparison as far as that. I think some things to consider in this are, one, WWE has shown recently, a tendency to not want to negotiate contracts until the last minute. I think they've done that with pretty much almost everybody that's re-signed with somebody, that's re-signed with WWE. We haven't heard about, their contract's set to expire at the end of the year and they re-signed in March. No, if you think about some of the last ones, like Drew McIntyre, who re-signed, Miz, who re-signed. Yeah, it's almost like their contract expires in April. We find out that they re-signed on April 20th.
Yeah,
it's always down to the last minute. So I think
people
are just speculating on it now, just because obviously of what just happened with her and Lyra, and they're thinking she's written off TV. Obviously, people find out, your contract expires at the end of the year, and so people are starting the speculation early. But I would imagine if a deal does get done, we're not going to hear about it until the fall or towards the end of the year, if she resigns. I think another thing to consider is the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, I think with the last round of roster cuts and departures and all that stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't it come out that TKO was starting to step in and wanting their wrestlers to negotiate contracts directly with them, or they were trying to replace WWE contracts with TKO contracts? So directly with the parent company?
I think I do remember hearing.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then these contract negotiations are going to be looked at completely differently because it's a different party who's looking at them. WWE looking at them may think, this is a highly tenured person, somebody who's been here for a while and, always been here, loyal to the company, been a participant, long tenured. They may see more value in Bayley. Somebody like TKO, all the thing they're going to look at is the bottom line. Right. What's her merch doing? How much is she moving the needle? Is she that?
She's a column on the spreadsheet.
Right. And TKO is ultimately going to value Bayley much lower than how WWE and Triple H and Nick Khan might value Bayley. That could play a major role in contract negotiations, and could ultimately, if TKO decides to lowball her, that could drive her out of the company.
Yeah, and then there's also the question of her coaching career, right? Because it seems like she pretty clearly wants to be involved in training somehow. She's doing those. I think she's done 2 or 3 of them. Those I forget what the hell she calls it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
2 of them. She did the second one at WrestleMania in Vegas.
Yeah, and no reason to think she's going to want to stop doing that, and/or not be involved in some capacity when she's done with her career, which could be at the end of this year, may not be for 10 more. Who knows? But I think that kind of opportunity may come into play, in depending on what she wants to do. Who can offer her a better opportunity to flourish as a coach or whatever, you know what I mean? Obviously, WWE has the pipeline, they've got 4 levels now, between Evolve and whatever the hell, go fuck yourself and the other, and NXT. AEW just doesn't really have that same deal.
No, not at all. And I doubt that she'd be able to show up. She may show up in AEW if she would. I think the only reason why
they might be able to offer her being a part of the building of that, the AEW version of Minor League or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, if they have that in their plans, or if maybe if they want to let her do something on the Ring of Honor side or something like that. But sure. I think the only advantage really.
I always forget about that. Forget about Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I would say I think the only real advantage to AEW would be probably money. If we're going dollar for dollar, AEW will probably give her more money than WWE will.
Money and Monet.
Yeah, I was saying the other advantage will be having a Mercedes there. Mercedes will go to bat for it and probably help her out as far as trying to get paid and all that. She has the advantage of freedom in AEW because obviously she's not tied to only work for that company. She could work for indie promotions if she wants to or whatever else. She would have total freedom to do basically work however she wants outside of AEW schedule.
She could hit the WrestleCon circuit. I mean, I'm sure she would be one of the highest priced people on that circuit.
Yeah. And if she did want to shift over and maybe focus more on the lodestone and the schooling outside of wrestling, she'd probably have more freedom with that in AEW versus WWE. The advantages of WWE is that built-in ecosystem that already exists. So where that she can easily round out her career, finish it out, and transition to a backstage role, whether she wants to be a producer or she wants to be a trainer. She could go right down to NXT and work with Sean, and she could absolutely cook down there, work out of the PC or something like that. Or, cause I think she lives in Texas now, actually. So if she wanted to maybe work with AAA or do something down there with Undertaker, she could probably do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she would have options, as far as teaching and all that stuff if she wanted to with WWE. It would just exist within the WWE ecosystem, and it comes up to how committed she is to WWE as a whole company. And that will probably depend on how much commitment they show to her.
Yeah. All right, let's move along here. I also got something from Batista titled, "I will go fucking broke and be poor before I ever go back to wrestling." After retiring in WrestleMania 35 in 2019, Batista has no plans to return to WWE. Here's what the animal has said during an interview with Cal Owen. "It's hard to walk away. Most people don't walk away. It's almost like running a joke with wrestlers when they retire, because they never retire. They retire like 5 times. People always thought throughout these years that I would come back. I would come out of retirement. I told them over and over, I had a fucking storybook ending and I won't shit on it. I'll go and do manual labor before I tarnish that. If I have to go broke again, I know what it's like to be poor. I don't like being poor, but I know what it's like. I'll go fucking broke and be poor before I ever go back to wrestling. I will never wrestle again." Okay.
Very well put.
Very well put, I guess, right? He's like, he should have been like, no Saudi money. No amount of Saudi money. No, you know what? Good for him. Absolutely. Yeah. I was like, you know what? If Batista's coming back to WWE, let it be for the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I want to see him come back for is the Hall of Fame. Other than that, yeah, dude, like, you're doing well in Hollywood. Keep it up.
I mean, look at Flair. You know, like he wrestled a couple years ago, his last match, or whatever. It was pathetic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who wants to see that? You know,
He's had several of those final matches.
Yeah, even like Sean.
And I feel like more guys are like the Flair than are like Batista, who get out and are happy and have a whole second career after. You know, like.
Yeah, some people do that.
Unfortunately, in wrestling, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, and some people get that. You get that the Shawn Michaels Saudi match, right, where you come back and your fucking comeback match is awful.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's how we remember you, right? I tried not to remember that, but then you got guys who get that rare chance where they can do it still, and you got like Stone Cold and Edge who came back after retirement. But I mean, Stone Cold did one match, and he did with Kevin Owens, and it was great. It wasn't like a legit
match.
Yeah, like a bell-to-bell technician.
It also
I don't
took
know.
15 years for that to happen too.
Right, and it took a lot of beers. But
Edge didn't walk away because he wanted to.
Exactly, he had to.
Also, that
yeah, that's the only difference is he had to. Yeah, so I got that about Edge. Also, today I heard some things about this dude. Do you guys know who this Tom Brady is? Who the fuck is Tom Brady?
Are you referring to the greatest football player of all time?
See, now listen.
That one guy.
I could probably name, maybe, if I'm lucky, like 5 football players, like together, and that's all football players of all time because I don't watch football. I don't know anything about football.
Sorry about your limp ass man card.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm too busy over here watching wrestling.
Oh shit.
But no, like that, and like also, I was talking to Tyler about this at lunch. It's like the oversaturation of fucking ads and celebrities. 2 things that are annoying the shit out of me right now because we sometimes miss Raw and we'll try to because we got to be up at like 3:30 in the morning, so we'll watch Raw Tuesday. And I'll just try to fast forward through certain stuff. But it's like, if you got Netflix with the ads, it's like fast forward, ads. 7 ads. 7 fucking ads. I gotta sit there. And then it's like, and when you're fast forwarding through Raw, you notice the dumb shit. Where it's like, okay, you have a wrestler come out to the entrance, and then you have him stand in the ring, and then we go to an ad for 7 ads. They come back. The other wrestler comes out, then they start the match, and then they go, we'll be right back, and then they hit more ads.
Yeah. I swear the one time that we were watching, it felt like
the whole thing was just ads.
It was a women's match, I remember that much.
Yeah.
They came back from a break, got 5 seconds, like the other person came out to the ring, they started the match, and then went back to another. What the fuck is that?
But, where I'm getting at is like, okay, so then the other day we had a basketball player on Saturday Night Main Event. I had no fucking idea who that was. And that's a local basketball player, right? For a local team?
No.
So
for the Boston Celtics.
See, that's what I don't even know.
Saturday Night Main Event?
Yeah,
no.
They weren't local. You had 2 basketball players for the world champion New York Knicks.
See, exactly. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, these things at wrestling events, they're for a small niche. They're for a smaller crowd. Like, we're here to see wrestling. I don't know jack shit about basketball, so when basketball player comes out, I'm like, who the fuck is that? What does the cat mean?
Yeah, but
what's up?
I'd hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
You are probably actually the one who's in the minority of not knowing who they are.
That's not true, man. Like, there's a lot of people I know who did, like, I talk about it at work, and a lot of people were just like, who the fuck was that they brought out? And I was like, dude, I had no idea it was a basketball player. Like, I mean, and I read some of the comments, a lot of people are saying the same thing, like, who the fuck was this guy? Like, not everybody.
That may be true for some of the people that you know, but as far as the general public is more likely to know who Karl Anthony Towns is before they know who Roman Reigns is.
I think
as much as we are wrestling fans, I promise you, more people know who Jalen Brunson is than know who Cody Rhodes is.
And I don't know half the people sitting at ringside on any given show, and that they're constantly, oh, look, so and so's here, and so and so's here, and so and so's here.
Right.
I've never heard of any of them. I mean, when you get this, it's all to bring eyeballs to the show that don't usually come to the show, and hoping they stay.
But like now we're doing Tom Brady, is he retired, right?
Yes, because
retired football player. So like.
Because I've said this since we started doing this podcast. It was Vince's dream, but now it's just the WWE's dream. Is all they want is mainstream recognition. They love it that they're all over ESPN, and that's all. And especially, they feel like ESPN specifically gives them an air of legitimacy. And that's all it is. And it's because they don't give a shit about matches anymore. It's about moments. We want to get that 10-second clip on SportsCenter, and that's all they give a shit about. That's why you're getting Jelly Roll and Tom Brady and Cat and the
question
and wet paper bag Brunson.
Right, and now we're gonna get Tom Brady and Logan Paul, like literally a football player and a former YouTube star, like.
Now, how funny is it
that's where we are.
Logan Paul is now the wrestler leading the celebrity through the wrestling.
Right?
How funny is that?
But what I asked though is like for you guys, is like how much more of this can you really take till it's just like, I'm just fucking done. Like I'm done watching. I'll catch the cliff notes because it's just I'm tired of sitting through the ads on like let me know when two certain wrestlers fight and then I'll go and look it up and I'll watch it. Like until then, like I don't want to sit through, Danhausen electrocuting people, and doing stunts with midgets and just this goofy ass shit, and then just ads, and then we got celebrity matches.
I've always been a fast forwarder. I do stop for Danhausen.
Right, but like
he was way overexposed.
Fast forwarding Doyle was fine when I wasn't forced to stop fast forwarding to watch 7 ads. So when you're fast forwarding through crap, it's like you spend 10 seconds of fast forwarding, then it's like, okay, now I got to see 3 minutes ads so I can continue to fast forward. And then once I get to this promo, I'll watch this promo. Like, it's just like watching Raw and SmackDown has become like more of a chore. It's starting not to be as fun anymore, because the wrestling aspect is starting to leave and we're just getting. I mean, dude, like me and Tyler were watching
a match. Let me ask you this, Wayne.
Go ahead.
Could you, if you were to summarize the bulk of the main point of your issue with the product now?
Yeah.
Would you consider it to be the lack of wrestling, or is it the inclusion of non-wrestlers? Like, which one is bothering you more? Is it, the overwhelming inclusion of non-wrestlers like a Jalen Brunson or a Karl Anthony Towns or Tom Brady and Jelly Roll, or is it, or the fact that there's less actual wrestling on the wrestling shows?
Yeah, I mean, there is less because time is being taken up on the card by people who shouldn't be on the card. But yet we got Jordan Grace sitting in the back twiddling her thumbs and hasn't done shit in months. But yeah, we got plenty of space on the card for celebrities. Like it's
not a wrestling show anymore.
I know. That's what I mean. Like it's evolving to the point where like it's gonna start pushing the true wrestling fans away. It's gonna push guys like the four of us. I really believe at some point you're just gonna be really turned off by the product that you're like, I don't even want to watch it. Like I used to have this feeling of FOMO with wrestling. Like I had to watch every episode of Raw. I had to watch every episode of SmackDown. And this is long prior before the podcast. This is just how I was with wrestling. That's how wrestling was. You had that FOMO that you're like, I need to watch it. I need to see what happens next week on Raw. I need to see this. But now it's like, it feels almost like a chore where it's like, fuck, we gotta watch Raw. Like, let's get through it. And I don't know. The product has just changed. And I can tell from when we started this podcast to where we are now, just because the product has changed hands during our show. You know what I mean? Like, think of all the crazy shit that's happened since we started this show on the WWE timeline. Think how, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Just the product has changed so much over the years. It's becoming fucking exhausting for me. But
yeah,
Tom Brady.
There's a lot to. Well, again, for the record, going back to what I said before, I guarantee you more people know who Tom Brady is than know any wrestler on that roster.
Right, and Tom Brady is a football player I do know, yeah.
Yeah, like, cause again, we're in America. NFL is king.
Right.
But anyway, but that part aside, Doyle has kind of nailed it on the head where he's saying, that basically WWE is becoming more of a media company than just a wrestling company. I mean, and that is very much a direct product of them being bought out by TKO. They have a parent company that sees over them now that is only concerned about one thing and one thing only, and that is the bottom line. And that parent company does not see simple wrestling as being the best way to increase their bottom line.
Right. They
see their way of getting to the increase in that bottom line is through mainstream exposure, mainstream acceptance, and being seen as a larger entertainment company than just, quote unquote, some wrestling company. You could almost, and this isn't new, this isn't unprecedented. I mean, there's things about this in the past. This is they
couldn't even say pro wrestling for years.
Hey, I mean, it was part of Vince's vision, when he stopped calling it pro wrestling and started calling it sports entertainment. Yeah. That was part of his whole vision, and then is to brand it as something larger than a wrestling company. Being seen as just wrestling has never really sat well with corporate entities. That's part of what led to.
Even then, it was a wrestling show that had entertainment. Now it's
I'm saying that's part of what. It's also part of what led to the downfall of WCW when they were with Turner, and then Turner got bought out. Well, Turner merged with AOL Time Warner, and the overlords there at AOL and Time Warner didn't want anything to do with that stupid ass little wrestling show. Despite that was still doing pretty decently, even if it wasn't as popular as it was. But they just didn't want anything to do with that wrestling show. So, I mean, wrestling by itself has not ever really been all that respected by higher up corporate interests, unless it's like super hot and super popular. Think, Attitude Era, Stone Cold, Steve Austin in its peak. Think Bloodline has more recently. When it's at its peak, then yeah, everybody wants to be associated with it. But they're not willing to ride out the ebbs and flows that naturally come with wrestling product. It's always going to go up and down. That's just the way the product is.
Yeah.
A company like TKO
to bring in these celebrities, so they never have
the downtime.
Right.
They see it as a more mainstream entertainment company, then they think they will be able to stave off that downward trend that tends to happen, which we're currently in right now. I would say probably in WWE we're in a bit we're more in the ebb right now than the flow.
Right.
So they're gonna do whatever they can and bring in these celebrities and bring in this crossover stuff. They're gonna do it more than it used to, because again, celebrities ain't new in wrestling either.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys get this feeling with any? Because I am strictly, I have a little bit of favoritism with hockey, but like, did you guys get this feeling with any other sport, like with your team, like just over the years, something, whether it's the coach or their streak or how they play or the roster, that you're just like, I just can't watch this anymore. Like I can't, and you just step away. Like, has it ever been anything really, been that bad? That's what I mean. Like
really,
this
because sports are.
Go ahead.
No, not really, because sports are just that. They're pure sports. It's an entertainment product, but ultimately it's still a sport. So your fandom for your team doesn't really go away, and it pretty much is going to rise and fall with basically how good your team is. Yeah. Like take NFL. If your team is going 13-4 in the regular season, or 12-5, or 14-3, your interest is going to be higher than if your team is going 2-15 or 3-14.
Yeah.
So your interest rise with how good your team is. If they're good, you're watching. If they suck, you may not care as much. You may find something else to watch on Sunday. But that's just sports.
Yeah,
you don't ever stop being a fan of the team or just being like, I'm done with this team. I can never watch them anymore unless something especially egregious happens with your franchise. And that, it has to be especially egregious. Like, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head doesn't apply to me personally, but I know of people who in the past were fans of the Atlanta Hawks, which is an NBA team. And they used to be fans way, way back in the day. We're talking maybe late 80s through the 90s.
Yeah.
Dominique.
Yep, you know exactly where I'm going. The day the Atlanta Hawks traded Dominique Wilkins, I know people who immediately stopped being Atlanta Hawks fans. They dropped that franchise like a bad habit. Because Dominique was the face of that franchise. He was their guy. They loved Dominique more than anything. And then the Atlanta Hawks traded him, and people said, fuck you, and never went back.
Wow.
So, that's the only thing I can think of, where something so egregious will happen that people just drop a sports franchise.
Yeah, I
think to a lesser extent, I think it's kind of like when you stop in the middle of season 3, you just say, I'm done watching this show anymore. It's stupid, It's kind of that. And stopping watching wrestling would be like that on steroids, because it's every fucking week, multiple times a week. But,
exactly,
yeah,
but
it's getting into chapter 12 in a book and saying, fuck it. They're like, I'm not wasting my time with this shit anymore. I'm closed. It's done.
This is something that I've been watching since I was a little kid, and yes, we've had our fucking ups and downs. I even sat through fucking COVID and continued to watch. And I was like, it can't get any worse than this. Oh my God. And then I was like, oh, Vince is gone. This is good. But then you watch WWE Unreal and you find out guys like Bruce Pritchard and Road Dogg are fucking idiots, and Michael Hayes is a moron. You know what I mean? You find out a lot of these guys aren't even in fucking touch with what fans really fucking like in pro wrestling anymore. And it's just like the thing that you love, like this hobby that you spend most of your week getting into every week, 52 weeks a fucking year, and now is starting to become a pain in the ass. Man, I don't know. I'm just going through ups and downs. But
it's part of it. I think out of all of us, am I the only one who actually did genuinely drop wrestling for a long period of time?
I semi had to. Yes.
Yeah, I've never done it before. I've never dropped
I didn't watch most of the Thunderdome stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was maybe a year or two that you dropped?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I don't think anybody's dropped it as long as I did. Because any day one listeners will remember in the very first episode when we talked about our wrestling journeys, I mentioned how I dropped wrestling back in, I think it was 2005 or so, right around the time of the Chris Benoit incident.
Yeah.
Is when I dropped wrestling. And I dropped it then, did not come back to it until right around the time that we started this podcast. It was really around the time where I started to come back into the product. So that's probably a good 15, 16 years that I wasn't watching. So
I feel like I was starting to pick it up around the time we started this also.
How's it feel though, Dre? When now that you were back into the product, do you feel like you missed so much? Do you regret it? Because now you just go back. Now it's a lot easier. You can just go back, watch whatever you want, but do you still feel like FOMO?
Nope.
You missed out? Okay, see.
I missed out on a section of wrestling? Nope.
Right.
Because from what I've seen of that era, wasn't exactly the best.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I can say that I missed out on. I pretty much missed out on Cena as the face of the company. By the time I had dropped the product, I think Cena had just gotten maybe his first title run, or had just become champion. The last WrestleMania that I know that I watched, I believe was 20. I don't know if I stuck around for 21. I'd have to look at the card to see if I remember anything from it. But the last WrestleMania that I know that I watched before I dropped the product was WrestleMania 20. And I know on that one, Cena was still a mid-carder.
Yeah.
So, the overwhelming majority of, Cena as the face of WWE, that's a run that I missed out on. I was aware of it. I was aware of the whole Super Cena things and, stuff like that. The only thing I can really think of from that time of wrestling that I did not watch that I kind of maybe wish I had been maybe around to see. It's not really a FOMO thing, but it's something like, it would have been nice to have been more witness to that is Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah.
Because I do hear a lot of times people talk about, 09, like, what was it, 09 Randy Orton or, skinny, bald-headed Randy Orton. Was a fucking menace and how good of a heel he was. That I missed out on. And sometimes I hear people talk about that, and I'm like, okay, that might have been something cool to watch. But I don't miss out on shit like, I'm not sitting there like feeling like I missed out on the Nexus or feeling like I missed out on even the Shield. Or as good as I've heard that they were, or feeling like, I missed out on, the dude with the chin or the lack thereof chin or
James Ellsworth.
Yeah, I don't feel like I missed out on any of that shit or like I missed out on any of that.
Yeah. No.
All right. I mean, like maybe if it's something I just need like to break, like a break. I don't know if it's a long break, but like maybe a little bit of a break because it's just, I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with dialing it back. If just dialing it back to watching and maybe not feeling like, Friday, 8:00, gotta hop in front of the TV. It's like, I'll put it on and, if something catches my interest, pay attention to it. If not, okay, go on about your time.
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of wish they'd take December off.
Yeah, me fucking too.
And just start fresh with the build up to the Royal Rumble, right through the Mania, and then you can end the year with War Games.
Nothing like having between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like I go on Christmas vacation for like 10 days at the end of the month, and it's like, oh yeah, hold on, I gotta watch Raw and SmackDown. I need to watch it while I'm on vacation. I need to know what happens. But I'll tell you what, I think what triggered me was the other day me and Tyler were watching Raw. I'm going back to the ads. I swear to God we'll wrap it up and we'll move on to the SummerSlam predictions. But we were watching a match on Raw. There's nothing on the screen. There's no picture. There's no video package. There's nothing. But Michael Cole just casually puts in a Papa John's ad. And then, 10 minutes later, then there's like a Papa John's ad show up on the screen and he does another one. But he was just like, I forget what, it was like a women's match and he just randomly throws a Papa John's ad. And I was like, Tyler, did you see anything pop up on the screen? He goes, no. I'm like, neither did I. I'm like, so he's just randomly throwing in fucking ads? I'm like, what fucking movie did I just watch where it's like, oh my God, I watched some sort of movie where you can adopt clone a kid. Oh wait, have fun. What is it called? Don't Die. Oh God, I can't remember the movie I just saw. It's something about they program these automated kids, AIs, you can clone your kid, and the kid just occasionally gives out a fucking ad. But it's part of having a clone as a kid. They just randomly give out ads.
Sounds like an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like a Black Mirror, but it's a new movie that came out. I can't think of the fucking name. Good luck, have fun, don't die. That's what it is. Good movie. Anyway, I'm done with my fucking rant. Obviously, I finished my energy drink and I'm fucking feeling it now. Tyler, so you haven't said anything in a fucking while. Do you have any other news before we move on?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Are you sure?
I'm certain.
All right. SummerSlam this weekend. 2-night event. August 1st. Next weekend. Sorry. Man, this is different. This is very odd for us. August 1st and 2nd. The other pay-per-view of the year, WrestleMania is normally the only one that does 2 night events, but now it's SummerSlam. This is going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the U.S. Bank Stadium. We had yet another Saturday Night main event prior to this last weekend. Saturday Night main events are starting to become like house shows. They definitely don't feel as important anymore as much as they tried to make them important, even putting John Cena's retirement on a Saturday Night main event. I mean, after that, to me, they just don't feel that important. Sometimes I have to be reminded that there's a Saturday Night main event coming,
Well, they often don't even mention it until like the week of.
Exactly, right? And I'm just like, oh shit. Okay. So, and then after this is an NXT Heat Wave. So, there's always an NXT PLE after this one. So far, because we are pretty early in this card, there is only 9 matches announced. They do not say what night, and I guess we can kind of not assume, but take a wild stabs at what we think is going to be the main event of night 1 and night 2. Maybe possible matches we think are going to open night 1 and night 2. But yeah, let's run through these guys. The first one I have here on the list is Liv Morgan, the women's world champion that she won back at WrestleMania this year. She's going to be versing Io Sky, who won the Queen of the Ring tournament, and she is actually using her title match and cashing, her win and cashing in for a title match here, unlike Oba. So we've seen this match before. It was the finals for the women's King of the Ring, or Queen of the Ring, sorry. So revisiting this again. I find it so fucking weird. We just saw this kind of feud and match, and Io, I believe, won that match clean, if I remember.
Yeah.
And here we are again. So I guess beat her again, right? Since Liv has had this title, we've talked about it numerous times. I was very excited for her to get the title. But what has she done with it since? Fucking nothing.
Big old music.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She's on TV every week. The title's on TV every week, but she does fucking nothing with it.
She makes it look good.
She makes it look good. I mean, it's getting fucking TV time, right? Like, it's getting screen time. Like, there's probably some other titles out there that aren't getting any screen time. But,
where's the Women's United States Champion at?
Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she was tied up in this. Oh, we'll get to that. Yeah.
Women's Intercontinental Champion?
No. Anyway, with seeing what they've done with Liv, basically holding on to this title all summer, which felt like such a waste. The summer of Liv doing jack shit, like just getting away with.
In fairness to Liv, I think they were waiting for Stephanie.
Yeah,
she just hasn't been ready yet.
Yeah,
they treaded water and treaded water and treaded water and treaded water, and suddenly it's like, oh fuck, we've been treading water for 3 months now.
Yeah, that's right. The problem. They waited way too long for that.
And I hate this treading water for certain wrestlers, because Stephanie vacuum cleaner has been on sidelines. So like you guys said, they waited.
My gimmick, pal.
But Logan Paul got injured, title snatched away immediately. Right? Rhea injured. We're gonna wait. Okay, you're gonna come back soon. We're gonna tell everybody you're coming back soon.
We're gonna get them ready.
But
we're gonna pump them up.
But we're gonna take your title away. It's okay. We're gonna have an inaugural, tournament. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I mean, it's so fucking weird how they handle this shit. I mean, again, I don't blame Liv Morgan. It's the writers. The fact that they even if your plan is to have Stephanie take the title off of her, then why can't, in the meantime, Liv be running through other women on the roster? There's plenty of women out there who she could be wrestling, having good fucking matches with. I'm not telling you to fucking feud with this person for the next 3 months. But, you know, having like an open challenge of some kind, or at least a match at these pay-per-views would have been nice. But yeah, here we are. Liv and Io again. I think Io has busted her ass to get this far. She's ever since her and Rhea have separated, Rhea went off and did her own thing, got her own title on another show. Io, we felt like kind of was treading water, I guess, at WrestleMania.
Fell by the wayside.
Yeah, and we felt like she was going to get kind of forgotten about. And it sucks because she's like one of the best wrestlers on the roster. And like it's like you're fucking doing nothing with her. And then when they put her in the Queen of the Ring, I was like, awesome. I was like, right away, I was like, that's who I want to fucking win. And, you know, as much as we thought they might swerve us and have Liv win it, but yeah, having Io win, perfect. So, absolutely, I think she's going to win the title. Considering they unless they're really dumb, and they're going to let Liv hold it until Stephanie comes back still. That would be such a waste for Io. I just can't see them doing that. Doyle, let me get your thoughts on this match.
This is a tough one. SummerSlam, we keep talking about Steffi. SummerSlam is notorious for returns. So I think there's a non-zero chance of her turning up in this match. I love you. I like both of them. Io definitely deserves it, you know. And I would kind of like to see one of the Judgment Day girls finally turn on Liv. But I don't feel like Io needs help. So it's kind of a conundrum. I'm going to be contrarian because I think most people are going to pick Io. I'm just going to say Liv retains with some kind of chicanery. Definitely not clean as a whistle. And whether it's Stephanie somehow returns and I don't know, or something with the Judgment Day girls, but I think Liv's going to find a way to lie, cheat, steal her way to keeping the title. And Io will still chase. Because that's what baby faces do.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Jay. What's your thoughts?
I'm of the mindset that I think Liv is actually going to retain. Just because there's more story in Liv remaining champion. Again, with obviously the long gestating Judgment Day storyline that we've been talking about since before WrestleMania. You know, they still got that card and refuse to play it. I don't know what they've been dragging ass for. We talked about, you know, Stephanie Vaquer and such, but either shit or get off the pot with that damn storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows it's coming at some point. Like, what are you waiting for?
And I want it to be for the title.
Right. I mean, but this could have been done at WrestleMania or going into WrestleMania, or it could have been done going into any other show by now. Hell, it could have been the storyline going here into SummerSlam. But it's not. And again, if as much as I love Io, but putting the belt on her doesn't really do anything. She's just back as a babyface champion defending against what heels on Raw? The same three, Liv, Roxanne, and Raquel.
Yeah. Yep.
Excuse me. So there really isn't much to do with Io as a champion. So unfortunately. So I don't see any reason for her to retain this title or for her to win this title at SummerSlam. So I think Liv retains.
All right, Tyler. Let's hear your opinion.
I'm going to go with Io. I do share Doyle's sentiment that I don't think she'll need any help, but I do also obviously expect shenanigans. It's Roxanne Perez, it's Raquel Rodriguez, and they're going to want to, help Liv retain the championship to the best of their ability. somehow Io finds a way to overcome sometimes, and I think this will be one of the times. I don't see why they would want to draw this out any further. If Stephanie is that injured that they're going to this extent to move the title around and keep things going, you just cut your losses and do something new. So I think Liv not having the title for a little bit would be fresh, and I don't know. It's like Wayne said, she hasn't really done anything with it other than just show it off. So it would be a nice change of pace. Have Io as a champion. Maybe she'd be do the whole fighting champion thing. Who knows? But Io for the win.
Io for the win.
I feel like at this point, a lot of people have forgotten about the Stephanie Vaquer and Liv storyline.
Yeah,
just because she's been out so long and so much other stuff has happened. So,
well, you can remind us when her music plays out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Remember, she changed her music though.
She's back after being injured by Liv Morgan. Okay, great, we're caught up. Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, true. But I don't know that Stephanie Vaquer is the only person who might come back. How long has it been since Naomi went away?
Yeah.
Well,
you know what though? I said this to Wayne because there was a match on Raw where Jimmy, his ring attire was heavily decorated in caution gear. And I told Wayne, I said, I think that right there is an Easter egg. I think Naomi's getting ready to come back.
And then I said, Tyler, it's 3 a.m. Fucking let me sleep.
I just, it was a brainstorm. It came to me. I had to share it.
And we know that when Naomi comes back, she's going to get a massive babyface pop.
Yeah,
and she's
going to go right after the title. She never
exactly because she said it on her way out. When I come back, I'm picking up where I left off, which means she's going to come back for that title. So she's going to come back and challenge for that title as a babyface. Is she going to do that against another babyface Io, or would she do that against a heel Liv?
I think she'll do it as against the face Io, and she'll go back to her heel persona.
I would love that.
The caution and
get that welcome back pop, and then right into fuck you guys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying that she's going to change up and become white bread babyface. She's going to be the same persona, but fans are going to cheer the shit out of it. Going to position her as a babyface.
Definitely.
That's where the issue lies in. Like, she going to go up, and that trash talking that used to get boos is going to get cheers. Her mispronouncing people's names and shit that used to get boos is going to get cheers. That laugh and all that stuff that used to get booed is going to get cheers. That proceed with caution, guess what? Now the whole arena is going to say it with her.
Although, that pregnancy announcement, she was still able to heal it up. So maybe she can...
And the fans cheered.
Yeah, they did.
She was... Yeah, that's fair.
They literally said proceed with caution with her as she wrapped up her promo.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, we got 8 more matches. We got Obafemi. Yeah. That's all. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell match. Apparently, some things are just more important than the world title. Femi won the King of the Ring tournament back at Night of Champions, earning him the world title shot at SummerSlam. However, Oba forewent that opportunity in pursuit of much bigger fish. Obafemi and Lesnar are tied to each other in their series of matches, which took place at WrestleMania and Clash in Italy. They will collide for the third and seemingly final time at SummerSlam, confirmed and confined inside the Hell in a Cell. And I know they love to bring up the fact that Brock Lesnar is undefeated in the Hell in a Cell. But it's only like
2 matches.
Yeah, 2 matches. Yeah, 2 matches. That's crazy. They make it sound like it's like
I think you need to have
20.
more than 2 of a certain match before you can claim undefeated as some sort of bragging.
Absolutely.
Any
They
kind of
didn't talk
bragging
about the Undertaker streak till he was like 15-0.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he did, Undertaker didn't acknowledge it himself
12
until 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it
10
was
when
10.
he beat Ric
Yeah.
Flair at WrestleMania 18. That was the first time Undertaker acknowledged the streak.
Yeah, no, I thought it was 12. After he beat, I thought it was right after
It
he
was
beat
10
Ric Flair.
He beat Ric Flair at WrestleMania 18.
Okay, that was 10.
when he went
Okay,
10-0, and when he finished the match, he counted out 10 on his hands,
Yeah.
on his fingers. So that was the first time Undertaker acknowledged the streak. Because I think he told the story that somebody let him. I think somebody told him that before the match, because he hadn't even thought about it before. Somebody was like, if you beat Rick tonight, you'll be 10-0 at WrestleMania. He was like, really? Huh. Okay. And so then after the match, he did the whole count to 10.
So The Undertaker holds the record for the most Hell in a Cell matches in WWE history, having competed in 14 inside the structure. He also holds the records for the most victories at 8 wins and the most losses at 6. Following The Undertaker, Triple H is the second most frequent competitor, having stepped inside the cell 9 times, with 6 of those being victories. So, this is obviously the third and final match here. I would like to think that every wrestler, if this is, do we really believe this is where Brock Lesnar is retiring? I mean, yes, it is in his hometown. The story has been set that it does seem like he is retiring, but I just don't buy it. I just don't. But I feel like Oba is going to beat him, and he has to beat him clean. And if you want to, make this guy a legit threat into the main event scene, putting him in a world title scene, he has to beat Brock here. You can't have him lose this feud. Brock can take a loss in a feud. I'm sure he'll be fine. But Oba needs it to be taken much more serious after he's done with this feud, instead of going back to, taking out guys like, I don't know, who did he fight this week? JD McDonough.
Well, JD McDonough's forehead.
Yeah, forehead. Like, there's a certain, I don't want him to be wasted on just dumb shit. So hopefully after a feud like this, he can be put in a world title scene, which is weird because that's where he fucking should be. But here we are. Hell in a Cell, SummerSlam. Do you guys think that this would be an opening match? Night 1 or night 2?
Like a ESPN mainline match.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Didn't they have the last 2 matches of them, the opening?
Yeah, they were somewhere in opening to mid.
The WrestleMania one was. Yeah.
They kicked off night 2 of WrestleMania, and they were on the first hour of what was it, Clash in Italy or whatever the other one.
Yeah, Clash in Italy.
So both of them were. It didn't.
If this is on mainline terrestrial ESPN, it will kind of suck probably.
Yeah.
It will not
both
be,
their matches have been on ESPN.
It will not be violent enough.
This feels like it would be, like,
and that's what sucks.
This feels like it would be a co-main event. You know what I mean? Like, like something leading up to the main event.
Right, and so for me, it's like, what do you do with these 2 guys in a Hell in a Cell? It like Doyle just said, it's probably not going to be that violent. Especially, I would think the setting where it's at, the feud where it's at, the type of match where you'd get a slobber knocker.
It can
So
be
that's I'm
plenty
hoping.
violent.
I'm hoping so.
I think it can be plenty violent in the cell. My concern is more, how long is it going to be?
Oh, not
like obviously the WrestleMania match was a fast one. It was damn near pretty much a squash.
Yeah.
The second match was longer. I don't know off the top of my head how long it was, but I know it was somewhere maybe close to 10 minutes, somewhere in the 10-minute range. I think
it was like 12 minutes or so.
Yeah, somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. I don't think it was full 15, but somewhere in that range. So if this is the third one, the finale, and it's Hell in a Cell, you would think they have to at least go 15 to 20 minutes. Like, you're not bringing all this shit in and bringing a whole cage and dropping it down just for these motherfuckers just to wreck shop for 5 minutes.
It's for that.
That would be a waste.
It's for that exact reason that I think it would probably. I think it's going to go somewhere around half hour to 45 minutes.
God damn, it ain't going that long.
I think so. I think because
Lesnar ain't got that stamina no more.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he would attempt to grind it out simply for the fact of the levity of the storyline, and then like you just stated, everything it took to get that. A, to make that match happen, and then B, to set it up and be able to perform in that match. You know, they're going to want to make that one count, especially if, for anything, the storyline.
There's only 2 circumstances where I could see that match going that long. One, both of these would have to exist at the same time. This isn't a or situation, it's an and situation. One, it main events, probably night 1. Because we know Roman's getting night 2. It main events night 1, and it's Lesnar's retirement match. That's the only way I can see it going that long.
And it's not going to be a main event because the other championship match is Punk versus Rhodes.
That motherfucker take a backseat to over Brock Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I don't know. This peculiar situation.
Just because it's in Minnesota, I think it could. But given that it's not we don't know for certain that this is a retirement match, and we don't know for certain that it's going to main event, I think there's no way in hell that this is going to do. Anybody trying to watch 45 minutes of German suplexes from Brock Lesnar?
I can't see this going more than 10.
Lesnar, if this was first run Lesnar, if this was 03, 04 Lesnar, absolutely he could do it. Him and Kurt Angle had an Iron Man match on SmackDown. That was a banger.
I do remember that, yeah.
Right.
But
this ain't that Lesnar no more.
No, and I'll agree with that. But at the same time, like I said, they're trying to, the enormity of the story and passing the torch, and if, like as you stated, if it is the end of Brock Lesnar, passing the torch and everything, I think, especially like you said, Minnesota, I think he'd grind it out. Maybe we don't want to see it, I don't see it going like a full 45. Maybe 35 to 40-ish, if it goes over a half hour at all.
Yeah, I'm giving it 20 minutes.
Yeah, at most.
So
yeah, I think at most it's going 20 minutes. I guess as far as picking a winner, obviously Wayne, you said
Oba.
You picked Oba Femi to win.
Yep.
This makes me think of, because I just watched the first episode of season 3 of Unreal, and John Cena is featured in that first episode. And one of the things that John Cena talks about is his decision to lose to Brock Lesnar during his final run, which he admits was an unpopular decision. Everybody wanted to see him win, but he explained his reasoning behind why he wanted to lose. And he said that he was on his way out. All the momentum is behind him. He's on the way. He's the guy that's on his way out, whereas Brock Lesnar is continuing on. John Cena said that by him losing to Lesnar, he gives Lesnar the momentum. Lesnar beat Cena on the way out, squashed him on the way out. Lesnar now has that momentum. And with that momentum, Lesnar can then pass that on to the next person. So the way I see it, this is that time, this is that opportunity for Lesnar to pass on that momentum he received from Cena on to the next person, being Oba Femi. So Oba Femi should, and good and goddamn well better, win this match.
All right, Doyle, you feel the same?
Yeah, completely agree. Oba wins. I don't know if who knows if it's Lesnar's retirement or what, but Oba definitely wins. And I can't see it going much more than 12, 15 at the most. And I hope it's not on ESPN, because if it is, it'll be boring, I think. I'd like to see these guys throw each other around a little more. Like maybe even get some color.
Okay. Tyler?
I'm going to complete the set, Oba. Yep.
Right. All right, next match that they show here on the list is Roman Reigns, our World Heavyweight Champion, versus Seth friggin' Rollins. Could Reigns and Rollins meet for the final time at SummerSlam? That was Rollins' suggestion ahead of their world title match last week. Reigns and Rollins cut their teeth in the Shield before making a cornerstone in the modern era of wrestling. They met once again at what has definitely become the promotion's second biggest show of the year. Yeah, like, if you don't know the history of Seth and Roman, I mean, yes, it definitely goes back to the Shield days, and they've had matches against each other before. You know, Roman has gotten over on some obvious. There was when he has cheated to win, to beat Seth, but at the end of the day, Seth has always had his number. In this little feud that they've had, he's always just seemed to be the better wrestler. But I think with where we're currently going story-wise with Roman and the Bloodline, and where they're placing him with this world title, I just believe that Roman is finally going to beat Seth. But the thing is, can he beat Seth clean? Can he do it without the help of the Bloodline? Because it seems like he can. He has been doing a lot of stuff without the Bloodline. The Bloodline seems to be busy with other shit, you know, with LA Knight, with Royce Keys, with Solo. So they're busy with other shit. I don't see anybody interfering in this match. I hope not. And if we do see anybody interfere, insert Drew McIntyre? Question mark? Possibly? Maybe? It would be awesome. It would be amazing. It would be nice. It is SummerSlam, but at the end of the day, I think Roman is finally going to get that W over Seth and walk out with that title. And then he can at least finally hold that over his head, like, I finally beat you, you know. But that's what I love about feuds like this. I know some people rolled their eyes when we were getting Seth and Roman again, but I always like the two of them together. So it's just like two best friends working together. That's what it seems like. You know. Doyle, what do you think?
Well, this is the match I think we thought we were going to get at WrestleMania before Seth got hurt. When you mentioned how Shield heavy this build has been, I think that's hilarious that they've made so much about the Shield. And
I know, right?
Taking such great pains to not show Mox or Dean Ambrose, whatever you want to call him, right? And not mention him, and kind of try to edit him out of any of the footage they're showing. Because you can't do Reigns Rollins without mentioning the Shield. I get it, but like, why make it such a big focus and then not really tell the actual story? This kind of seems silly. But I actually pretty much agree with you. I think that the running back the Bloodline thing again, and I don't think Roman's going to have the title for 2 years or 3 years or whatever it was, but I think he's going to have it for a while. So yeah, I agree with you. I think Roman is going to retain.
Fucking sweet. All right, Dre, let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm of the same mindset. Roman Reigns will likely is going to win the title. I mean, I kind of pretty much figured this from the moment that they made the fact that he's never beat Seth a focal point of the storyline. It was like, you've never beat me. Let's run it back at SummerSlam. Oh, okay, then you're going to lose, Seth. Not to mention the fact that Roman has been absolutely cooking that man on the mic. Like the way he freaking shat on him not this past Monday, but last Monday. Talking about, even if you do beat me, what are you going to do? Hold the title for a few months and get injured again? And then just proceeded to absolutely roast the shit out of Seth Rollins to the point where Seth ain't had no choice but to whoop his ass afterwards. Like, how you come back from that absolute flambe that he served up for you?
Well, Roman Reigns had to learn from CM Punk before he could actually do it.
Give a shit who he learned from. He still cooking Seth Rollins. Everybody gets there some way, one way or another, ain't it? Mm-hmm. And it's important about how you get there. It's the point that you get there. And he got there. And then proceeded to go there with Seth. But, yeah, I mean, Roman's probably going to win this match. As far as bloodline interference, I don't think there's going to be any because, one, they're preoccupied with their own match. So I think this is just going to be one-on-one, straight up, clean, with Roman coming out on top.
All right, Tyler.
Oh, boy. You know what? Actually, I want to go... Let me change something real quick. Sorry, this does lead into my pick, I promise. All right. I had to change something because I just changed my prediction. I was going to go with Rollins, but I'm actually going to go with Reigns. And I think this is not the conclusion of their story. I think it's... If everybody can stay healthy, I think it's just the beginning. I think Reigns wins, and I think there's shenanigans. I know, a lot of people are tied up in the Knight, Keys, and who's the third person? Solo Sikoa versus, the rest of the bloodline. But I know there's other people floating out in the universe for either side. So I just think the side that it favors is Reigns. I think we expand the bloodline universe. And I think it ends up with Reigns winning. So the story goes on. Rollins and Reigns, it's not done here. This isn't it. So it's just a turn of the page, if you will.
Okay. Yeah, turn the page. Alright, Intercontinental Championship. Penta versus Chad Gable. Chad keeps the momentum after the El Grande Americano saga in AAA. Gable won a 7-man gauntlet, also featuring Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Ethan Page, Siobhan Evans, Joe Hendry, and Rusev, to earn a title shot at Penta. Once Lucha Libre's biggest denouncer, Gable has developed a deep respect for Penta's style. So we have two faces roasting each other. Very different than very different than the other faces versing each other, like Punk and Rhodes. Like, very different type of faces. Like, it's more of a honor, not who has the biggest fucking ego. I have been enjoying Penta's title reign. He did that incredible ladder match with a bunch of other wrestlers. I think just trying to retain your fucking title in a ladder match alone is hard. It's, again, having the numbers stacked up against you, and he defeated the odds and retained. And I was glad he was able to hold it for the rest of the summer, but this might be the end of the summer for Penta. I could see them using that momentum that they have with Chad Gable. We did the El Grande Americano saga, right, in AAA. We did the Apology tour, and now he's got some new, very bland entrance music, right? And yeah, I'm not on board yet. Still not on board. But yeah, I think Chad Gable hasn't had a singles title yet, right? I don't think so. If anyone wants to fact check that, I mean, in WWE, maybe he had
that's kind of the hook of this whole match.
Exactly,
winning
right?
His first ever singles title.
So winning the IC title against Penta, at SummerSlam, it just all sounds great. And I know, I definitely, we're gonna get a terrific fucking match out of this. I can already tell. So yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for it. And Penta's gonna get a shitload of pyro. So, Doyle, who do you think's gonna come out as the new Intercontinental Champion or retaining?
I agree. I think it's going to be the hometown boy, Chad Gable. Penta's reign has been great. Penta's fucking great. He's really been the biggest success from all the jumpies from AEW back to WWE. I think he's by far been the most successful. Well, besides Phil. Anyway, I mean, nothing wrong with his reign. It's been great, but it's just time to move on and do something else. And I think it's time to complete, Chad Gable's redemption arc. I'm still hoping that he's going to go, I fooled you all. I'm still an asshole, but we can't always get what we want. But yeah, I think, hometown boy, I think he finally does it. Match of the night candidate. For sure. Should be a good one.
All right. Dre.
Well, look, if the other Minnesota guy's going to take an L in Hell in a Cell, then this Minnesota guy's got to get the win. They got to put a smile on the Minnesota crowd's face. It's one way or the other. So, plus Penta's IC title run, as good as it has been, it's kind of run its course. Like, I don't know that there's any more meat on the bone of this run. So now's a good time for him to go ahead and drop the title to Chad Gable and let Chad continue on with the IC title. And maybe he can have his version of the open challenge, because, obviously that's no longer a thing with the U.S. title on SmackDown. So let him do that on Raw. So yeah, there's more possibilities with Chad Gable as the Intercontinental Champion than there would be with Penta continuing on with the belt.
Right. All right, Tyler. Let's hear it.
I'm going to go for the sweep on this one as well and say Gable. To Dre's point, Penta has had a fantastic run, and they've gotten everything out of that they can. I think he's preserved and even uplifted the status of the Intercontinental Championship a little bit. He's had a lot of incredible matches, and it was a great run. I'd like to see him go on to what's the next title up, like the United States Championship or something like that.
Who, Penta?
Yeah.
The only thing step up from the IC title would be the world title.
Well,
No, not the world title. I said the United States.
No, right, but you know what?
IC and US title are pretty much on the same level.
Yeah.
Right. But opportunity-wise, coming up, we do have the Money in the Bank.
Ooh, true.
And Penta is very good at ladder matches.
Yeah,
just putting that out there.
I do like that idea. Senior Money in the Bank again, but differently. Obviously done Penta style. So I think he'd have a cool briefcase. So, Gable for the win, and maybe on to bigger and better things for Penta.
WWE Champion CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. WWE teased this match the night after WrestleMania 42. 3 months later, they met on SmackDown's top prize, or they met for SmackDown's top prize. Both men were world champions heading into Mania, but only Rhodes left Las Vegas with his title. Rhodes offered Punk a title shot anytime, but they since swapped places. Punk defeated Sami Zayn for the undisputed title. He was never the planned challenger. Punk made his surprise return, replacing Rhodes after Gunther laid him out. Rhodes deserved the title shot, but never got it, making this booking a no-brainer. Womp, womp, womp. Is it a no-brainer? You know what? They just put the title on Punk, and I think if the plan was all along to put the title back on Cody, why couldn't we just have kept it on Sammy? Heel Sammy. Because now we're doing two faces, which they are two faces. Whether if you're a
Sami
fan,
Zayn, that's why.
Yeah, I know. Fuck Sami Zayn. But anyway, this feud, like I said, this is very different than the two faces for the Intercontinental title. You know, this is about guys with two. It just seemed like two egos. That's what each promo fucking sounded like. Just mouthing off their fucking egos. I hear a lot of chattering people saying, "Oh, they're gonna totally put the title back on Cody." You know, they're trying to make Cody the face of the company. You know, the face of the company. I'm like, isn't he kind of like already there? You know, I don't know what Cody Rhodes' title runs are, but they're kind of stacking up pretty quickly. In the past like 5 years. I don't know.
He's what, a 3-time champion now?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know if somebody wants to fact check that. How many times he's held like the heavyweight titles? He hasn't held the world title, correct? Only the WWE. No. So he's like a
first one was WrestleMania 40. And then he held it until he lost it to Cena at the following WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Then he won it back at SummerSlam, so that was 2. Held it then until he lost it to Drew McIntyre. Yeah.
Then he got it right back.
Then he got it right back, so that was 3. And since
3.
then he's been the champion until he just lost it to Sammy.
Yeah, they said he was the Universal Champion once and undisputed WWE 3 times. Universal.
That was the Universal Champion.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, he wasn't. No, the only thing I'm getting is 3 title reigns.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless they're counting that. Yeah, unless they're counting when he beat Roman as a Universal Championship, but no, it was merged by then.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. They're probably counting. Yep, they're counting him at they're counting
the Roman.
Yeah, April 7th, 2024.
That was the first reign, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that was technically still the Universal title until it got into Cody's hands and they merged him into one title, right?
No, they merged one title with Roman. Because that's when they changed it to the gold.
Why would they still call it
gold belt?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Lesnar.
Is that WWE saying that or some other website?
Nah, that's Wikipedia. Yeah,
I have Google.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Google is telling me that his first reign, it only has 3 reigns. First one was captured at WrestleMania XL by defeating Roman Reigns on it. Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, Tyler. This is why you don't get rid of the fucking World Heavyweight title and then decide to merge titles and then bring back, we'll just make another fucking title. We'll call it the Universal title. And then we're like, no, let's merge them again. And then we'll bring back the world title. This is why it's so fucking confusing. At the end of the day, it's just like, okay, how many times have you been like the main champion?
Right.
On
it's
this
3 times. That Universal one does not count. And the fact that it came from Wikipedia, remember, information on Wikipedia is user supplied. So that's somebody put that up there being funny.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, that's Tyler on the other side of this fucking barrier I have.
No, because I'm on Google. And Google is telling me 3 reigns.
Yeah.
The second one being when he began on August 3rd.
But regardless, what I'm getting at is Cody's titles, are just ranking up. And does the number of titles make you the better memorable wrestler, or does the title reigns?
Well,
I mean, how many times has The Rock and Stone Cold and The Undertaker held the heavyweight title? Not over 10 times, I believe, right?
No,
neither.
No, Undertaker has held the title surprisingly very few times.
Right, and look at the mark that they left on the company.
Maybe like a 3 or 4 time champion.
Right, but then you have, for instance, where you have obviously somebody like John Cena, but that's breaking a record. You have guys like Randy Orton and Triple H who have those higher numbers. But I don't know. I'm just surprised. It's like they're like, oh, well, we don't have a lot of time before Cody is on his way out. You know, whether that be like 5 years from now or 10 years from now. Let's rank up those title wins. And it's just like, meanwhile, you got guys who've, who are on short amount of time, who've never won a heavyweight title. But, well, that's another fucking subject all on its own. But, yeah, I mean, I just don't think we're going to be continuously playing hot potato with this fucking title. I think they're going to let Punk keep it for a little. That's got to be the reason, right? There was some sort of negotiation for Punk to go to SmackDown to hold that title, not just to get it. I mean, right? Like, he couldn't have been like, all right, I just want to win it in Chicago, and then you can take it off me at SummerSlam. Like, really? Like,
no.
And like, what is that? Like 2-3 weeks? No, like 3-4 weeks? I can't remember how long it's been since he's won that title. But it's been a short amount of time. Like, I just don't like seeing them playing hot potato with the main title like that much. The only other thing we could get now this is way left field. You know, a lot of people keep clamoring, oh, when were they going to turn Cody heel and make him a little bit more interesting? I was like, well, if there's ever a time to turn Cody heel, SummerSlam and a low blow to CM Punk to win that title. That's the only way I can see him winning that fucking title. But then again, he's a corporate man. He's a company man. So, I don't know. I want to hear your guys' input. Doyle, let me hear what you got. Tell me how fucked up and how wrong I am.
I think somebody's turning heel, but I don't think it's Cody Rhodes. I think it's Phony Phil. Yeah, I think it would just be ridiculous to take the title off Phil this quickly after having just put it on him, after having just put it on Sammy. I think they're going to do Summer of Punk. Well, they'll call it 2, but it's really Summer of Punk 3. But this time, he's a bad guy. And I think that's kind of the only way he makes this interesting. Yeah, I think Cody's a better chaser. I think they will eventually turn Cody heel. I hope. Why is the American Nightmare not a heel, right? But I think it's Phony Phil. He's going to retain, and he's going to break bad as well. Yeah, because like I said, that's really the only way this is of any interest. I think it's kind of been a boring feud. You're great. No, you're great. You can get both these world title matches, face versus face. We get a lot of face versus face in this card, which is kind of odd. But this doesn't seem as tweenery as Roman and Seth do. Yeah, and I think the only way to make it interesting is to turn Phil. So I think that's where they're going to go, and I think he's going to retain, and Cody's going to continue to chase.
Okay.
Although one of these world titles is going to have to change hands, I suppose, right? But I don't think it's going to be this one.
All right, Dre. What you got?
You can't have two guys of this magnitude on the same show at the same time as baby faces. One of these motherfuckers got to be a heel to oppose the other, so that way anytime you want to have that top tier feud or that top tier match, you can do it. So I am in agreement with Doyle in that CM Punk is going to turn heel, probably in a cheat to win fashion of some sort. I don't think he's going to turn heel by somebody else coming out and aligning themselves with him like a Sami Zayn or a Gunther or anything like that. I think Punk is going to cheat to win and turn heel, even if the reaction doesn't happen at SummerSlam, because I think he can cheat to win and the fans will still cheer it at SummerSlam because I think fans are kind of bored with babyface Cody. And they may want to see Cody get screwed over. Fans are probably tired of seeing Cody in the title picture, period. So he's going to turn heel to win But I think he won't solidify his heel status until the following SmackDown when he cuts the promo. That will actually solidify him as the heel. But I do think CM Punk is going to win. He's going to cheat to win, and he's going to cheat to win. But the fans will cheer the fuck out of him. And then they'll have to go heel again, like I said, the following week on SmackDown. And Cody, I think this loss will probably knock Cody out of the title picture for a while. I don't see this happening. I don't see this like ending or this match happening and then Cody showing up and be like, run it back, I want a match or something like that.
Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Huh?
I said that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Right. Like he can chase, but I don't think he's immediately right back in the chase. I think, if anything, the next person to step up after SummerSlam to challenge Punk for the title is probably going to be Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn might get another shot at it and then get absolutely dog walked. But I can see that happening. But yeah, CM Punk wins.
Tyler. Another sweep. I'm going to say CM Punk wins. I agree with the heel turn, but I feel like it's coming from Cody. Like if it's going to happen, it's going to come from Cody.
Well, Cody can't lose.
Well, there have been plenty of people that have tried it. But I'm going to confirm your feelings of the Cody Rhodes, oversaturation, because I feel that way. That's why I think Punk will hold the title, because this whole game, like Wayne said, of the hot potato with the title going back and forth and then always coming back to Cody. Like, dude, next, please. But, I think this is going to be one that the title will change hands at some point between Cody and Punk. It's just not going to be right now. I think maybe, I could see, to Dre's point, that CM Punk does like a cheat to win, and that's what pushes Cody to being a heel. Who knows? Just an idea, Yeah, Punk for the W, though. I'm all for it.
Punk for the
that
W.
Could be that's an interesting prospect you brought up there with Punk. If the heel turn does come from Cody, it doesn't come at SummerSlam, but it comes afterwards.
Right, as a result of SummerSlam, yeah.
The night after SummerSlam.
Yeah, Punk cheats to win, and then that pushes Cody in a rage to start resorting to heel shit because of what Punk did to him, and the fans are like, yeah, we don't care. We're sick of you, motherfucker. We're happy he cheated to win.
Right.
Cody goes heel as a result. That could be an interesting twist.
Yeah. Because think about how he reacted over like simple little accidents as Saturday Night's main event. Like he just flew off the handle. So maybe one more thing is just the push.
Maybe he needs to just take his anger out on water bottles like Sami Zayn did.
Yeah.
Aquafina, get ready.
Yeah.
The drink, not the.
Jesus Christ! All right, we got the L.A. Knight. Yeah, Solo Sikoa and Royce Keys as a tag team. Weird, right? Versus the Bloodline: Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso. Yeet. Once again, L.A. Knight tied up in a 6-man tag match. Still on the card, just tied up in another match. I still don't know what the hell they're doing with Solo. Are they really trying to push Solo as a face? I say as a face in like rejecting Roman, rejecting the Bloodline, aligning himself with Royce Keys and LA Knight. Like, are we buying Solo as a face? Solo has been kind of, it seems like too, he found himself some help and an alliance of some kind, also speaking with Seth Rollins, I don't know. maybe they are really pushing for Solo to be a face, because I could totally see him just naturally just turning on fucking LA Knight and Royce Keys. But then what's the point, you know? What's the point of the match and the beatdown if that was the point all along? You could have had so many opportunities to turn on both of them. So, I think they want the bloodline to continue to look strong. And that includes, you know, Roman retaining, and I think these guys also going over. I think regardless of Solo losing, he's still not going to come to the dark side, you know. As much as I want the faces to win, and they kind of need it, it'd be nice for Royce Keys to get a win. This is his, I don't know if this is his first PLE, but this is his first SummerSlam, you know. So yeah, we'll see. Doyle.
Dre, I have a question for you. Do you remember Battle Bowl?
Battle Bowl?
Yes, it was a WCW.
The old WCW?
Yes, with the random tag teams.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like. It's like, what the fuck? LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa. It's a very, like, what the fuck?
Right, the enemy of my enemy is my enemy.
This is the we ain't got shit else for y'all to do match.
Yeah. This feels like that like opening Survivor Series match from the back in the day when it was just like a bunch of C-level baby faces thrown together. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on with this. I'm not sure I totally trust Solo Sikoa either. I do think that the Fatu Uzo team is going to win. Whether or not Solo remains on the good guy side or goes right to the bloodline, I'm not sure. Wouldn't rule it out. But yeah, this just feels like a filler match to me. Like I really don't care. It'll just be like one of those, you know, Donnybrook kind of everybody's fighting all over the place matches. Well, this will be fun enough, but I'm not invested in the story really at all. But what the hell? Yeah, what are they doing with LA Knight? Like, he's another shitter get off the pot kind of guy. The only way I could see the baby faces winning is if it's some kind of beginning of an LA Knight title push, which I don't think is what's happening. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bloodline trio.
All right, Trey.
Bloodline wins this match. Like, they not about to have a team with Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu losing to no damn Royce Keys and Solo Sikoa and LA Knight. Like, that I just don't see that happening. They're gonna. The storyline barely makes any sense. I'm still of the mindset that I'm sick and tired of LA Knight just whining about the bloodline. Like, it's like with LA Knight, it's like he's creating his own problem. Because
yeah, you're kind of right.
Like, when was the last time Bloodline actually did something to him?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. Bloodline was minding their own business. Roman had won the title and was doing his thing. They hadn't even thought about LA Knight. And LA Knight just came out here. Oh, Roman's back. Oh, Roman's the champion. Oh, y'all cool with him again? Oh, what the fuck is this shit? No, I don't like it. And just went on this just week after week of just bitching and moaning and complaining. And it's like, they ain't even touch you. They ain't even thinking about you, but they just living rent free in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, that's what's turned me off to this current whatever phase that LA Knight is in right now, because it's unjustified. He's like the dude that can't get over the ex that did him wrong, and you still walking around carrying that baggage and projecting it on everybody else. Like, you could have just let this shit go and moved on, and you could be IC champion right now. It could have been you versus Penta at SummerSlam, but nah. You just can't get off that bloodline narcotic. And now you about to go out here in SummerSlam and take another L.
Yeah.
And then what you gonna do? What you gonna do after taking that L? Keep complaining? Get your ass whooped some more?
Rack up a couple more L's.
Hey, like, motherfucker, let it go. Go get some therapy. Something. Shit. Move the fuck on from this shit. This ain't it.
Find closure, my boy.
Exactly. Seek some closure. Do some journaling or something. Fuck.
Goat yoga is a big thing I've heard.
Like, the one promo he's cut this entire time that I thought was good was the one he did, like, I think it was about 2 weeks ago or something like that, where he basically just kind of sort of acknowledged the fact that he's, been stifled or whatever, and, hasn't really moved up, and just kind of gave a declaration that he ain't going to stop and will keep going, and at some point would become champion. I was like, okay, at least this promo sounds motivated. This sounds like a guy who's motivated to do something. But that's been like the one shining moment in this entire storm of just one giant temper tantrum he's been throwing because Roman's on Raw and is the champion. Let it the fuck go. Like, Solo Sikoa has a more valid reason for beefing with the bloodline because it's family and they want him back in the fold, and he's like, no, fuck y'all. I don't want to join back with y'all. I don't want that shit. I want to do my thing. He has a justifiable reason. Royce Keys being the homie and being like, nah, I'm more your homie. I'm more family to you than them. That makes more sense. Like, those two have legitimate reasons. It could have been those two versus the Usos, and I think you would have had a more interesting and compelling match with just them. But nope. LA Knight's popular with the fans, so we got to shoehorn this motherfucker in here somehow. But either way, Bloodline's coming out on top.
Okay. Tyler.
Once again, another clean sweep. I think there's going to be chaos everywhere. I think you're going to see probably a lot of high-flying type stuff. A lot of from your bigger guys like Jacob and Royce Keys, you're probably going to see a lot more ground and pound type stuff. I don't know that, well, other than Jacob's fought too, he's not really aerial. But yeah, I think this one pretty much writes itself. Like, there's no real, like, they all have a common enemy, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys, but I don't know that they can work together as a team well enough. Like, the Bloodline really doesn't even have to do anything. It's just like, LA Knight and Solo, they don't trust each other, or at least LA doesn't trust Solo as far as he can throw him. Royce Keys, he was just trying to look out for a friend and, innocent bystander and all. I don't know what he's like in the tag situation. Excuse me. But yeah, just for the simple fact that they're not on the same page all the way through how they should be, I think LA, Solo, and Royce lose this one.
Man, hopefully we're not wrong, because that'd be fucking embarrassing.
Right?
Oh, and by the way, we'd be willing to bet that this match kicks off night one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This match screams ESPN all over it.
Speaking
of the popular interests, the popular guys get it, the big pop, set off the show, get it done, get it out the way.
Yep.
You get the Jay Uso entrance. Yeah.
Right, you get the Jay entrance. Yeah, exactly. Or Jimmy and Jay, obviously, so they'll be coming out together.
Yeah.
Good call. Well, another one that could be is a 5-way ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Championship.
Night 2.
Yeah, night 2. WWE believes she's close to return Rhea Ripley, but it was a sideline for torn meniscus. Okay. WWE believes she's close to return, but the uncertain timeline inspired this interim title match. It's the first time the company has ever booked an interim main roster title match. The winner will eventually unify the titles with Ripley. Huh. What? Okay. So she's going to be the current champion until Rhea comes back?
Yeah, like an interim champion.
I know.
So this is like the...
Didn't we have this with John Cena and CM Punk in 2011?
This is like the one thing from Endeavor or TKO, however you want to call it, from them owning like UFC and WWE, is like they can borrow like some elements every now and then, that they want from each other, and this feels like that. Because I don't ever recall them. Yeah. It just feels like
not in WWE.
No.
I think this
AEW's done it.
Yeah, and I think WCW has did it before in the past, like championship type things. But I don't think this was ever a WWE thing.
Right. So far in the match, we have Tiffany Stratton, who is the current United States champion, Jade Cargill, who has lost the women's championship recently to Rhea, I believe, right? She has been chasing that title ever since. Charlotte Flair, who has been in the tag team division for a while. She's finally going for her singles title again. Nia Jax, who's been off of TV for a few weeks, but that's, I think, because Lash Legend was on her honeymoon. And then we have two to be determined. I think next week we're supposed to have... we're supposed to be having another match coming up soon.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Charlotte versus Nia.
Charlotte versus Nia. Okay. Charlotte or Nia versus two to be determined. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. But yeah, Tiffany and Jade are already confirmed. I mean, Chelsea Green is a name I can throw out there. I think would be cool. She's semi-alliance with Tiffany, though, but it'd be cool to see her in this match. Are there any returning females that you guys would like to see in this match? I mean, I'll rattle off some names of women who are still active on the roster but are not on TV. I mean, we have Becky Lynch has been off TV. AJ Lee has been off TV. We don't know when Naomi or Stephanie Vicaire are returning. So there's just a few names. Who do you guys think? Doyle, who do you think? I guess we don't talk about who's going to win the match because we don't know who's all in it. But who else do you think is going to be in it?
I think Chelsea is a great pick. I think Charlotte would beat Nia, by the way. Maybe I could see a world where Alexa Bliss rips the brace off and enters the match or something like that. And maybe you could finally do the breakup of Charlotte and Alexa. That might be interesting. Actually, watching like TMZ or something, and they were talking to Alexa Bliss at the airport for some reason. She had the fucking the big arm brace and shit on at the airport, and I was like, good for her. She's not really injured, but she's walking around with this fucking big ass contraption on, selling it. So good for her. But yeah, Chelsea, I mean, Julia maybe, or Lash Legends maybe, might be nice additions. I don't know. What do you think, Zach? Do you get anybody?
The only person I'm predicting to be added to this match is Sol Ruka, because they're gonna need some high flyers.
Good call.
They're gonna need two or three more matches now.
Yeah, but they've already got Tiffany Stratton in as the U.S. champion.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't think they're gonna have one women's mid-card title in a match and the other one not. And Sol Ruka doesn't have anybody that she's feuding with right now. and I don't think they're going to leave her off this card. I think she's going to have a match probably on this upcoming Raw Monday as a qualifier, which she'll win to qualify for. Excuse me, again, this ladder match. She's going to be a high flyer. They'll probably need somebody else that can do spots off the ladder, which Tiffany can do. So you got Tiffany and Soul as the flyers in the match. You got Jade and Charlotte as pretty much like the heavyweights. And then you'll need two others that can basically either take spots or execute some sort of either more flying or somebody who can take bumps. Chelsea Green would fit that role as somebody who can bump and be entertaining. And also someone who would obviously be a fan favorite in the match. So I think there's a good chance that we could see Chelsea Green get in alongside Tiffany Stratton to be her backup, her homegirl. And the fourth spot could be maybe either a Julia or Kiana James if they, dust off that, resurrect that feud as a qualifier match. I could see maybe one of those two also getting in.
All right. Tyler?
I don't know. I think Blakeman. Well, no, that's too much of an opportunity for her right away.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think she
hasn't even had a match yet.
Exactly, but she's been picking shit. She's been picking fights with every woman on the roster, heel and face. What better person to get their ass whooped by all those women on their fucking roster than a match like that?
True.
It's
none of the people that are in this match she's picked a fight with.
Yeah, it's true too. I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody else. Go ahead, Tyler. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There was somebody else. I just had it on it was at the top of my head, and I just freaking lost it. No.
Candice Michelle? Candice LeRae?
No, I was. Oh, what's the Fatal Influence? JC Jane.
Oh, JC Jane.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Or somebody from Fatal Influence.
No, the other two girls
in a qualifying match.
Good question. Actually, I'm gonna scroll down right here. Scroll down.
Didn't she? I thought she had a qualifying match.
She lost. Tiffany. She lost against Tiffany.
Stratton.
Yeah. So no.
Yeah.
But I thought that would have been a good. Would have been good pick.
Yeah.
But no.
It would have been, because I wanted JC Jane to actually win that match because I think she'd rather her be in the match than Tiffany. But bigger name.
Go ahead, Tyler.
That's all I can think of.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Could maybe see one of either Raquel or Roxanne, possibly, if one of them ends up in a match on Raw this Monday. One of them could maybe end up in it.
Where the hell's Asuka at? Where's Jordan Grace?
Japan.
Oh. Where's
Asuka is semi-retired. Or at least on hiatus.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, we're missing some people. But, Gunther versus Nick Aldis. So, we don't have any legends right now for you to retire, but could you maybe put these general managers out of their misery? Here's the thing. If you're a casual wrestling fan, you're not going to know anything about Nick Aldis outside of him being the general manager of SmackDown, right? You're going to have to go back and look. He was a wrestler. He wrestled in TNA. I believe he's held a handful of titles. He's held a bunch in TNA.
He was a TNA champion at one point.
Yeah, I believe so too. He was in NWA. He was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion twice. He was in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was the NAWA Texas Champion. I'm trying to think. Yeah, TNA.
Maybe it was the NWA World Champion I was thinking of.
He is a one-time TNA World Champion.
Okay.
TNA Tag Team Champion twice, Global Impact Champion, TNA Tag Team. Yeah. So, yeah, he has some wrestling under his belt, you know. I think he wrestled all the way up in TNA all the way up to 2023. And then something about doctor's orders. That I guess that's what he's been forced out of the ring, I guess. But now back into the ring. I don't know really why he stopped wrestling and became a on-air character, to be honest. It doesn't really say anywhere. But come on. I mean, now we're having Gunther facing another general manager. Didn't he want to face Rey Mysterio? But instead we're getting this general manager? What's next? Is that if he beats him, does that mean Nick Aldis isn't general manager of SmackDown? He just retires? Does that mean now we get who's the other guy? Adam Pearce? If we get a match with him and Adam Pearce the next pay-per-view, you know? And then he's like, I'm going to take out all the general managers. And then he's got to take out Rey Mysterio from AAA. Then, Shawn, he's already retired, so you can't fucking touch him.
This sounds like an abysmal story.
Right? Like, just retiring general managers. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know if this is... I'm going to be honest, I've never seen a Nick Aldis match. I don't know if it's going to even be entertaining.
Apparently he used to go by the title of Magnus.
Brutus Magnus.
Yeah.
He's 6'4", 242 pounds. So, but Gunther's a big boy himself, you know. Gunther is billed at 6'4", 250 pounds. So, roughly the same size for both these fellas. Maybe we'll be surprised, you know.
I feel like
who knows?
Aldis is stockier than Gunther is. Though Gunther's like more height than he is like size.
I mean, is it wrong for me to automatically pick Gunther for this match unless he gets assistance from Adam Pearce, maybe, like to beat Gunther, but then send Gunther in a fucking total rage, getting a roll up of some kind. But no, other than that, it should be pretty clean and clear, Gunther. I don't know why we need this match, but here we are. This is what we're doing with Gunther. Doyle, how do you feel, man? How do you feel about this? Yep. Can't hear you, Doyle. You're muted, buddy.
I've done it again, haven't I?
You've done it again!
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I did it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, all this is in-ring debut is the story, not the result. So yeah, Gunther's going to win. The dirt sheets are saying, many people are saying, that this is kind of like almost a tryout. Like if the crowd responds well, if Nick Aldis does well, maybe he'll have some more matches in the future. If not, maybe this is it for him. I guarantee he's gonna. He's not bad. So I guarantee he's gonna have a decent match. We've seen Gunther have decent matches with fucking Pat McAfee, for Christ's sakes. I'm sure he can get a decent match out of Nick Aldis. I want to play a game though. So this pay-per-view is going to have 25 wrestlers on it. Now, 2 of them are to be determined, and one of them is Nick Aldis. So that's 22 wrestlers. How many of them are older than Nick Aldis?
How many wrestlers of all of these are older than Nick?
Yes, 22 wrestlers. How many of them are older than Nick Aldis on this card?
Why do I feel like you're going to surprise us all?
At least.
What's that?
I'm going to say at least CM Punk.
That's correct. There's one.
Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns,
Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns,
Seth Rollins.
So
the whole card is already been
LA Knight.
LA Knight, yep.
Yeah.
Cody is younger, I would assume.
Cody is not. Cody is older than Nick Aldis.
God damn.
Yeah, Nick Aldis, I just saw how old he is. I am
still in his 30s.
I'm the same age as Nick Aldis. Oh wow, Nick Aldis
only 39.
Oh wow, I'm older than Nick Aldis by 7 days.
Yeah, and Gable is older than him, and Penta is older than him, and Royce Keys is older than him, and both Uzos are older than him, and no matter who wins, Charlotte or Nia Jax, they're both older than him. So it doesn't matter which one of them wins. So that's 12 out of 22 of these guys, which is just hilarious to me that the old, like the broken, the old retired wrestler or whatever is younger than more than half of the people in the car.
It's kind of wild to wrap your head around the fact that Charlotte and Nia Jax are approaching 40.
Both over 40 or 40 or over. Yeah. I think Charlotte's like 41. I think they're both. I think they're 41, 42. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And the internet says Penta's 41, but which means he's probably really like 46.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think the internet is worried about Penta's age right now.
All right, Tyler, go ahead.
Gunther. I think that's pretty clear cut. I get that you don't want Gunther sitting in the wings, getting rusty, and you want him to have something to do until you play out your little Cody Rhodes storyline, and for the love of God, put a nail in that coffin. But come on, Nick Aldis, this is the best you could do. You didn't have any other, somebody interesting that you want to try and build up, and you could throw them in the ring with Gunther, and everybody gets a workout, everybody stays fresh, and you carry out a side storyline for a character that maybe gives him a little bit of a boost, or maybe heals him up a little bit. Gets them ready for when their time comes to hold a championship again. I feel like they're not doing that properly with Gunther. But I think he wins. If this is a feeling out for Aldis, hopefully it goes well for him. Wish him the best. But I don't see him. I think it's going to be the sleeper. That seems to be the pretty popular way Gunther puts his opponents out. So I think he's going to sleep Aldis.
I can see that.
Another person is being put to sleep. Yep. I'm all for it. What do we got left? Oh my God, we're on the last match. Danhausen versus Dom Mysterio. Dirty Dom. The winner will get to keep the $100,000 Danhausen stole from the Judgment Day. This is on the card.
It apparently doesn't even have it anymore, though.
Yeah, he doesn't, right?
So I don't understand how this non-existent money is on the line here. But I digress.
Well, I think if Danhausen's idea was to emphasize how much of an idiot the Judgment Days are, like everybody in the Judgment Day is, he's doing a phenomenal job.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be shenanigans. I expect the Judgment Day to interfere, of course, all of the Judgment Day who aren't. So JD McDonough, I expect Roxanne and Raquel all to be there. That's what they'll be doing. This is the dumb thing that they'll be doing. Hopefully this is a buffer, Sure, let's give Danhausen the win, and he gets to keep all the money, I guess. Even though that's not right. That's not really fair. To be honest, I do take the side of the Judgment Day. I'm like, damn, dude, I gave you $100,000 for something. You didn't do it. I want my money back, and you're not giving me my money back. I'm kind of pissed off because it's a lot of fucking money.
Ethically.
You know what I mean? I'm just kind of I feel for the Judgment Day. This ain't $50. it's $100,000 supposedly. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off too. So,
well, he never agreed to do it before they gave him the money. They were just like, here's $100,000, curse somebody. He never said, yeah, I'll do it. They just gave him the money and told him to do it.
All right, is this wrestling? This is wrestling court now, huh?
I mean, business law, offer and acceptance. They made the offer. He never accepted. If anything, he would have a legal argument for coercion.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to coerce him into it. That does not obligate him to return funds that he never requested, nor did he ever accept them in return for a favor, or never did he accept their agree to perform the task. So he has a case. And I will have to defend him on Raw.
List said wrestling match pursuant under section B1708. Yeah.
In the criminal course.
Especially him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to defend him on Raw.
That would be a hilarious storyline. I don't want to keep it going, but I'm just saying, like, that part would be pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever other input you guys have on this subject, on this match, feel free to.
Danhausen wins. It's going to be a football comedy match.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Goofball.
Yeah,
well, comedy match.
Real quick, I want to bring up just some people who aren't on the cards, some matches we might see that haven't been put on. Like I said, we don't know who else is going to qualify for the intern WWE Women's Ladder match, so we got that. The women's tag team. The women's tag team titles were just changed hands recently. Paige and Bree lost them to
Fatal Influence.
Yep. So that's what I thought. I was like, oh, well, JC Jane would have been great in this match. I mean, like, if they won the tag titles, imagine her, like, picking up that's such a big title for her to win this early.
Yeah. But maybe like US or something.
Yeah, maybe that they're looking to put her in the US title against Tiffany.
Is Nikki Bella ready to come back? I could see a world where they just put her right back. Nikki Bella comes back and the Bellas beat them, and they finally do the thing they were going to do in the first place.
Right. I think that, or they're going to save it for a bigger pay-per-view, maybe Survivor Series. I could see Paige and maybe Brie doing their own thing, especially Paige. Paige is like, no, I didn't know this, but Paige is young as shit. She's still in her 30s. So, like, if she's a full-time wrestler, like, she's got some catching up to do on the WWE. I mean, she's got a lot of other titles she could be chasing, and I would like to see her in the singles title run. So, absolutely. So, yeah, we could see a women's tag match even. The United States... Yeah, I was going to say the United States title, now it's a little bit more interesting. I thought before there was going to be Ethan Page, it was going to be Trick and Carmelo, and I kind of called that like a couple months ago, like this is what we're heading to for SummerSlam, and it seems like you swap that one guy out and you insert a returning Baron Corbin. Not the Lone Wolf, not Constable Corbin, not Happy Corbin, not Sad Corbin, not, oh God, what other corporate Corbin? I don't know. There's so many different versions of Corbin. I hope that this one works. I hope that he pursues the United States title and actually wins the United States title. He is a former United States champion. He is a former Money in the Bank winner and loser. But he said in interviews, he's like, I don't mind being the guy who takes the L all the time. He doesn't, I mean, titles don't mean that much to him, but he doesn't mind the chase. So he's just a hard worker, I guess. But, I mean, there's a couple guys in the company like that. It's like they don't care for ever having a title. They just, yeah, tell me what I need to do. I'll go in there and do it. Cut my check. You know? I mean, goddamn, Tozawa and Otis get TV time. Yeah, so speaking of that, the Vision, the World Tag Titles. I mean, poor Braun Breaker. This man was poised to look like this man was heading towards the world heavyweight title for the beginning of the year, and his injuries set him back, and now he seems like
then Obafemi stole his thunder.
Yeah, and it seems like he is the side story in his own feud. So, whoever they're feuding with, it seems like he is just the muscle, and that they added Maxine Dupree. That's supposed to intrigue people, I guess. They're losing Paul Heyman. So, losing one, gaining another, right? I don't think it's going to stay interesting until Logan Paul is healed and until you get Bronson Reed back. Once you have those two and you guys are at full strength, maybe then this group will be a little bit more of a threat, a little bit more of a... I understand they are World Tag Team Champions. I understand you have Braun Breaker, but dude, their feud last week was over Tozawa and Otis. I sat there and I was like, this is where Braun is. Braun was not too long ago feuding with Seth frickin' Rollins. And I understand we were like, okay, let's move on from this feud. But to this, did we really need the tag titles though to keep these guys relevant? I mean, the Street Profits lost them and then they fucked off. Where are the Street Profits? Don't know. It'd be great if they had a rematch at least, right? The Street Profits just fucked off.
To their credit, though, and like I said in the Discord, when they took out Tozawa and Otis in that whole segment with Maxine turning and then them whooping ass, that was probably the most heel shit that they've done since they got together. Mm-hmm. Like, setting aside the fact that it was Otis and Tozawa and wherever their status is on the card, that was still some strong ass heel work that they did.
Oh yeah,
and some
dude,
true
absolutely.
genuine heel shit. So I'm not gonna knock them for that.
Oh,
and
yeah,
even continuing on this week, like they need a reset of some sort. They need some sort of redirection. Because everything that they've been doing has just not landed or has been cursed in one way or another. Whether Paul Heyman stays with them, who knows? Whether Paul Heyman takes Bronson away from them and he just, singularly works with Bronson Reed while leaving Paul and Theory to continue forward, who knows? Maybe Bronson Reed does. I mean, maybe Braun Breaker does stay with them. To a certain extent, a lot of people are focusing on how Braun Breaker has seemingly fallen off, and he was at this point, and now he's down here. But it feels like people aren't thinking about why he fell off, and it was to a certain extent, it was his own doing by getting injured so much. Like, you can't sit here and be the guy that, all right, we're going to push, we're going to invest in you, and then you immediately get injured and you're out for months. Like, the man, creative is going to lose faith in you if you can't stay healthy. They're not going to invest in somebody who they're going to put a title on and the guy's immediately going to get injured within months or within weeks of his title reign and leaving them having to tear up all their creative plans and go back to the drawing board. That's one thing that they, again, referencing back to Unreal in this season, it's one of the things that they talk about in this season was the plans they had for Seth Rollins. And those plans were going to go all the way into WrestleMania of this year. And then what happened? Motherfucker went and got injured in that match with in the Crown Jewel match he had with Cody for the Crown Jewel Championship when he busted up his shoulder. And it fucked all their plans up, and they had to go back to the drawing board because he injured his shoulder and was going to miss WrestleMania. So taking that back to Braun Breaker, yeah, if you can't stay healthy, if you're coming back and you're constantly getting injured, and a lot of it is, to a certain extent, some of it is self-inflicted injuries. It's not like, oh, I took a bad bump and got injured. It's like, no, I decided I had to spear this guy at 35 fucking miles per hour for no goddamn reason and jacked myself up in the process. It's like, so I think he's kind of where he needs to be right now. Kind of sort of a little bit lower down on the card. Let him do some work. Let him demonstrate that he can stay healthy for an extended period of time. And then maybe they'll reinvest in you and decide to move you back up the card and back into a possible main event position. But as of right now, he's kind of reaping what he sowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, it just sucks seeing him. It's a lot of these wrestlers, when you look at like where they started at the beginning of the year, and we hit that WrestleMania in the middle of the year, and then after WrestleMania, some wrestlers go downhill and they get pushed to the back burner. And I don't know. I was like, damn, Braun's one of them, because we got Obafemi, we got Penta, we got Trick Williams, we got a couple of these new guys, and they're doing fucking fantastic. And then felt like they pumped the brakes with Braun. But yeah, you're right, man. It's his own doing with injuries, but it's not over.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
You mentioned is exactly. Everybody you mentioned, they've been healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, healthy. Hey, I don't know. I don't have anything else. Doyle, Dre. I mean, do you guys, Tyler? You guys want to chime in on anything else that's been bothering you this week about pro wrestling? You got any other news? Anything you want to talk about? There's the Vince McMahon, the Janelle Grant. Is it Grant?
Grant.
I believe Grant. Yeah. This suit has been dismissed, I guess.
It's
going arbitration. Arbitration, right? Yeah. But man, so that's fucking crazy. The wild. I hate, it's fucking wild that people think that Vince could still possibly come back. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's one of the things I really hate about the IWC. Every time, every little story they think is, oh, could this mean that person's coming back to WWE?
No.
Oh, Vince McMahon, Janelle Grant lawsuit's going to arbitration. Could that mean Vince could return to WWE? No, motherfucker. The Rock's movie flopped at the box office. Final boss loading. The Rock's coming back to WWE. No, motherfucker, he's not coming back.
Oh yeah, just
one movie doesn't break the bank at the box office. Do you know how busy that motherfucker is? How many other projects he has going on? How much other shit he has going on outside of just filming movies? He ain't worried about y'all motherfuckers.
He owns a sport. He owns spring football. Like, he's not worried.
Yeah, he's got the whole UFL thing going.
Yep.
He has countless other products and other movies and projects lined up. Just because one movie was a flop or whatever you want to call it at the box office does not mean that, well, I guess he ain't doing shit else with his life since he can't make a successful movie. Might as well come back to wrestling. Shut your smooth-brained ass up.
Smooth brain.
Yeah, it's just true sometimes.
Yeah, I got nothing else. Like I said, we had to do this episode kind of early because I won't be around. I'll be in Florida. I don't know if I'll be able to even watch the PLE, depending on where I'm at. So I'll be like late to the fucking party, man. Like, I did see that they did drop SummerSlam ticket prices down to $25.
What?
And we discussed that a little bit on the Discord. And it does suck. Somebody mentioned, I feel bad for the people who bought the tickets earlier, who paid top dollar. Yeah, that does suck. And some people are talking shit, like, down talking the whole situation of, oh, look, they had to lower prices to $25. But that's literally what we've been complaining about with ticket prices, and they lower them. They're literally giving us what we want. It's just that their arm has been twisted, and it's taken them this long, but we got it. We're getting cheaper tickets. Maybe the wrestling ticket world is healing. I don't know.
It's not healing, but at the very least, people are finally starting to speak with their wallets and saying no to these absurd, overpriced tickets.
Exactly.
So
to say no.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is things going exactly how they should. You're going to charge an absurd price? Screw you. We're not buying the tickets until you drop the price. Oh, you dropped the price? All right, we'll buy the tickets now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It needs to continue beyond just this show, because if the next PLE comes up and people just snatch up them tickets, then WWE's not going to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Until it leads to, people need to stay on this wave until it leads to a wholesale long-term change in WWE's pricing strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Just like their Raw's coming to my local area next month.
Mm-hmm.
I have not bought a ticket at all, and I'm going to do the same strategy that I did last year when SmackDown came, and I think it was like November or something like that, or whenever it was that they came last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wait till the last fucking minute when they drop them ticket prices, and if they are in a price range that I find acceptable, then I may go. But at their current at the price that they were last time I checked, which was probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, not doing it. I refuse to pay their overpriced rates for an episode of Raw. Especially given that it's post SummerSlam, which means they could be in a lull period. So, cause we don't know what the next major PLE is after SummerSlam. I think they actually have a decent gap of time in between, which means we'll probably get some pretty lackluster episodes of Raw, which very well could be one of the ones that come into my area. So, damn sure not going to pay no jacked up prices for a mediocre ass Raw show.
Yeah. All right, man. You're absolutely right. Yeah, or should you? So, all right. Well, I mean, that's all I got. Maybe our post show might be a little later than normal. I don't know yet. Depending, I forget when I get back. I have to check, but we'll make it work. We got 2 nights to review. I'm sure there'll be more matches. Raw, SmackDown still coming. So, Godspeed. Hopefully it's not terrible. Hopefully it's wonderful, and they build a wonderful card. There's no celebrities put on the card, but we never know. Doyle, anything you want to plug before we go?
No, just on Discord, like the Facebook page, and my father-in-law's birthday, so happy birthday, Troy. He never heard that.
Awesome. Dre, anything?
As always, Instagram.com/PCW podcast.
Yeah. Cool. Tyler?
Stay safe out there, everybody. Stay cool. Take care of each other.
Yep.
PCW's where it's at.
I got a 18-hour car ride, so I got plenty of time to work on some stuff for the podcast. I will be working on the Vince McMahon bracket. It will be a whole episode, and it will be a bracket of all the terrible things Vince McMahon has done in the WWE. It's so weird I have to do it that way. In the WWE. Not what he has done outside the company. Not the pooping on people and pissing on everybody. Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah. Snorting coke off strippers' asses. No. We're going to talk about all the terrible things he did inside the company. Like the most outlandish things. All the way from, Tyler, give me one. That crazy. Name one crazy thing Vince McMahon has done. Everybody gets one.
Stone Cold and the hospital.
Oh, the hospital scene.
Yeah.
Very classic.
Yes.
I'll take it from here, nurse. Dre, give me one crazy thing that Vince McMahon has done.
He said the fucking N-word on camera.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Shit, I forgot about that.
I forgot. Doyle, what do you got?
Like faked his own death.
He faked his own death. I got one. The man was in a tag team.
Recanted what? Because Benoit happened.
Yeah. And this man, I got one. He was in a tag match with his son against Shawn Michaels and God. So, and that's not that. We're only scratching the fucking surface, people. So we're gonna tell you all the things that Netflix didn't put in that McMahon documentary. We're gonna tell you all the crazy stuff, and it'll be an entire fucking episode, I promise. So with that said, I'm out. Later.
You are the world's dumbest son of a bitch.
The fact that day in and day out, for almost 6 years, I have proved to everybody in the world that I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary. Nobody can touch me.
You are not ready for Oscar!
Because the Street Profits are up and we want the smoke. You're next. Talk about your songs. Talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Barack Lesnar. New Day.
Cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah, Macho Madness here.
Welcome to the Kevin Owens Show.
Lately, he just hasn't been very oozy.
Because I'm the Miz, and I'm awesome. Those rotten bastards.
Bye-bye, bitch.